Hey guys, Jen here. I am coming to you with a little bit of Disney help and tips and information today to help you plan for your trip. Just to give you a little bit of background on my Disney experience, in case you're new to my channel, I've been going to Disney World since I was a little girl back in the 1980s. So I'm talking pretty much annual trips throughout my entire life for a very long time. I've seen all the changes, all the new systems. Let me cut to the point, you guys. Today I want to talk about Genie, Genie Plus, and Lightning Lanes. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you definitely have to watch. Let me help you so you can have a better trip. I do want to remind you that ever since Disney reopened after the pandemic closure, they now have a park reservation system in place. What does that mean? It means once you buy your tickets, you need to go in and reserve which park you want to do on which day. So you can't just wake up one day and decide you want to go to Magic Kingdom. There might not be any more Magic Kingdom reservations left for that day. So before your trip, you need to go into the My Disney Experience app on your laptop or desktop or on your phone or mobile device. Either way, once you buy your park tickets, you want to choose which park you want to do on which day. Now, let's dive into this whole new Genie, Genie Plus, Lightning Lane stuff. You might be familiar with the former Fast Pass system. Well, they've rebranded it. They call it the Lightning Lane, and now you have to pay for it. You guys, there are no more free Fast Passes. Now, I was just in Disney World 2 months ago. I tried out different strategies while I was there, using Genie Plus, not using Genie Plus, using individual Lightning Lanes, not using individual Lightning Lanes. So let's get into what these things mean. Again, Lightning Lanes are the new Fast Passes and they cost money. This might seem a little confusing, but I'm going to do my best to break it down so it's not.
I want you to think in like 3 categories. We have Genie, which is free, Genie Plus, which costs money, and individual Lightning Lanes, which cost money.
Now, when you hear the term Genie, just Genie, not Genie Plus, just the Genie system, this is just a subsection of the My Disney Experience app where it kind of makes suggestions to you of what ride you should do when, but it only allows you to stand in the standby line, just the normal regular line. It won't get you any kind of front of the line, Lightning Lane, Fast Pass experience. Genie as it stands is just kind of like a helper part of the app. So that's just basic Genie, that's free. All right, so let's talk about the former Fast Pass. Genie Plus, Lightning Lane, individual Lightning Lanes. Now, this is where it gets complicated, you guys. In each park, there are rides that have the regular standby line, which is just the normal line, or a Lightning Lane line. And if you get in that Lightning Lane line, it gets you to the ride really fast, within minutes, in my experience. Now, to get in that special fast Lightning Lane, you have to pay money. But depending on which ride it is, you have to pay different amounts of money. Let me explain. So if you purchase something called Genie Plus, that's $15 a day per person, that will get you into the Lightning Lane on most of the rides that have Lightning Lane. Again, that's $15 per person per day. Some of the most popular attractions in each park do not allow you to get into the Lightning Lane with just that $15 for the day. For those rides, they're called individual Lightning Lanes. So I'm going to use an example of Rise of the Resistance, the most popular ride at Disney right now. If you want to go on Rise of the Resistance, that's not included in your $15 per day Genie Plus. That you have to pay for separately. And this is why they call it individual Lightning Lanes. So Genie Plus will get you into the Lightning Lane for most rides, but on some rides, you have to pay extra. They are individual, they are separate. You do not have to have that $15 Genie Plus for the day if you just want to book the ILLs, the individual Lightning Lanes. So for example, if you want to go to Animal Kingdom and ride Flight of Passage, the Avatar ride, which is really cool, that costs extra money. On my Animal Kingdom day, I just purchased the ILL for Flight of Passage. Period. End of story. So that was my only extra ride expense in Animal Kingdom. And again, I know you guys, this is all on top of the tickets that you're already paying a lot of money for. If you don't like it, complain to Disney. So your Genie Plus, $15 a day per person, lets you have access to get into the lightning lanes on the majority of rides. But separate from that, we have our individual lightning lanes, or ILLs, ILs if you want to call them. This is where you pay extra for just that ride. It is separate from Genie Plus. You can have both of them on the same day, or you could have either or. Doesn't matter. Say you want to do this. I don't want to wait in the standby lines. How do I get Genie Plus? How do I get my individual lightning lanes? Where do I do that? When do I do that? All right, that's our next step of the conversation. What do I need to do to book the lightning lanes? How do I get Genie Plus? How do I get my individual lightning lanes? Again, you need the My Disney Experience app on your phone. Okay, if you don't have a smartphone, or you don't want to be on your smartphone while you're at Disney, I have to break it to you. You have to have your smartphone with you all day to use these systems. The only way I'd say to get around that, if you don't want Genie Plus at all and you just want to book your individual lightning lanes, all right, I'm going to say that's the exception. All right. Let's conquer this complicated scenario by doing one at a time. I'm going to actually first tell you how you book your individual lightning lane attractions. You go into your My Disney Experience. When do you do this? If you're staying on site at a Disney resort and participating hotels, you do this at 7 a.m. This kills me. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. This is not the objective Disney video. I am going to share with you my opinions. I hated getting up at 7 a.m. to do this because I'm not an early riser, especially on vacation. If you're staying on a Disney resort, set your alarm for 6:50 and be ready to go at 7 a.m. on the dot. Why do I say this? Because some of those individual lightning lanes go very quickly. Your My Disney Experience app already knows which park you have your reservation in for that day. So if you want to make an individual lightning lane selection for earlier in the day, it will only allow you to book your ILLs for the park you have reserved. So let's say it's your Hollywood Studios day and you want to get on Rise of the Resistance. At 7 a.m., ready to go, start going as far as you can in that My Disney Experience app to book Rise of the Resistance. It goes within minutes. No dilly-dallying, you guys. Go, go, go! Book that lightning lane, okay? And I'm gonna share my experience. Disney IT is notoriously not the greatest. When I tried to book our Rise of the Resistance, the Disney app kept kicking me out for no reason. It kept signing me out and I had to keep re-signing in. I was seeing the times for Rise of the Resistance get later and later and later. And I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna miss it, or it's gonna show up for one of my, for during my dinner time. I finally got my Rise of the Resistance ILLs, but it took 12 minutes. Keep trying, keep going. Now, if you're not staying on site at a Disney resort, you can't book your ILLs until park open. So if the park opens at 9, you can't try and get Rise of the Resistance until 9, or whatever time the park is opening that day. What does that mean? It means a lot of times you're not gonna get Rise of the Resistance and you have to ride it standby. So you have to make the decision if you're just gonna wait in a long standby line. There aren't as many perks to stay on site at Disney resorts as there used to be, but there still are some. And unfortunately, getting up at 7 a.m. is a perk, but it does get you access to the rides that people off-site don't have access to. Another nice thing about the ILLs is you can choose your return time, for the most part. that you can't do with Genie Plus. All right, so hopefully that explains the ILLs. If you want to know which rides are available for the ILLs in each park, that information will be on Disney's website. Why do I say it that way? Because it's implied that these will change. It's always going to be the most popular rides in each park. And the prices range. $9, $15, $11 per person. It changes based on the ride. Now, let's talk about Genie Plus. So you might think, you know what? I paid my $15 for the day. We can just walk up to any regular ride that has the regular Genie Plus lightning lanes and just get in the lightning lane, right? No. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. It's not like the Express Pass at Universal where you literally just walk up to the ride and get into the special short line. It doesn't work that way. Now, if you recall, I did do an on-site demonstration of booking Genie Plus rides while I was in Disney 2 months ago. So I do have that up on my site. I'm gonna put a link up here so you can go find it. But there are different strategies. So here's how it works. Genie Plus works that you can either book it as you go or every 2 hours. Let me give you a scenario. At 7 a.m., you can start and choose your first ride. What does that mean? You're gonna open up your My Disney Experience app. Okay, you're going to go and click on the My Day and then, look through the rides and then choose the first ride you want for your lightning lane, Genie Plus lightning lane. You can start choosing at 7 a.m. This is everybody. Everybody can start choosing at 7 a.m., not just on-site guests. Let's say, hey, I'm already up at 7. I'm just gonna get to the parks when they open. So I'm gonna choose the earliest possible lightning lane of a ride that I want to do. So let's say it's Magic Kingdom and I want to go on Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's say Magic Kingdom on that day opens at 9 o'clock. If you're an on-site guest, you can get in a half hour early as of right now. So maybe you choose your time for 9:15 so you can enter at 8:30, go immediately to a ride when the park opens, hit the standby because there won't be a line yet, because it just opened and everybody's flooding in. So let's say walk back to Haunted Mansion, ride that standby. You've got your first Genie Plus scheduled at 9:15 over for Pirates of the Caribbean. Go ride that. As soon as you scan into the ride, as soon as you scan into your first ride, in this scenario, Pirates of the Caribbean, then you can whip out your phone and choose your next Genie Plus ride based upon availability. So let's say, you know what, we want to go on Jungle Cruise. Oh, the next one is available in an hour. So let's say I choose that. And then after I get off Pirates, I have a little bit of time until maybe a 10:15 return time for Jungle Cruise. Again, these are just hypotheticals. Ideally, it works that you can just go from ride to ride and use those. Now, what happens if the next available ride that I want to go on, the next time is like 5 hours from now? Oh damn, what am I gonna do? You can choose that return time, but you don't have to wait 5 hours to choose your next Genie Plus lightning lane. You have to wait 2 hours. So, Genie Plus works that you can either book it as you go or every 2 hours, whichever comes sooner. If you're going to hit the parks when they open in the morning, an as-you-go system works really, really well. I would advise that for Magic Kingdom. Now, let's say you don't want to go to the parks first thing when they open in the morning. Night owls everywhere. What I recommend then in that situation is what they call ride stacking. What's that, Jen? What's ride stacking? All right, let me give you an example. So it's a Hollywood Studios day, because ride stacking did work for us at Hollywood Studios. So I'm getting my butt up at 7 a.m. to book my Rise of the Resistance individual lightning lanes. While I'm up, you know what? Might as well also reserve my first lightning lane Genie Plus ride. But I don't want to book one for like 9 a.m. or something like that, because I'm not going to be at the park at 9 a.m. I'm going to try and go back to sleep. So what I'm going to do, of all the rides I want to do, I want to find the one with the latest return time. So let's say I booked my individual lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance at 4 p.m. And then the very next thing I do is choose my return time for my first Genie Plus lightning lane. Let's say Slinky Dog. And oh, awesome, Slinky Dog has a 3 p.m. return time. Sweet, book that. Now, I have to wait to be able to book the next one. Here's where I've seen a lot of confusion online. I booked my first one at 7 a.m. so I can book the next one at 9 a.m., right? No, it's 2 hours after park opens. So let's say if the park opens at 9 a.m., you can now book your next experience at 11. So by then, I'm up. I maybe might be meandering out to grab something to eat right at 11 or 11:01 or whatever it allows me to do. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to book my next Genie Plus Lightning Lane in Hollywood Studios. So let's say it's Rock and Roller Coaster. Ooh, Rock and Roller Coaster has return time for 4:45. Awesome. Boom, I'm gonna book that. So already now, I have a few rides stacked for the afternoon. I've got like a 3 p.m. Slinky Dog. I've got a 4 p.m. Rise of the Resistance. And I got a 4:45 Rock and Roller Coaster. Now they do give you a window. It's not you have to be there exactly at that moment. They'll give you an hour window with a little bit of a few minutes buffer on each end.
Here's an example of ride stacking from my own trip. I was able to get afternoon times really close together for Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Rise of the Resistance.
They do have CMs, cast members, who are going to be there willing to help you. You're going to see the blue umbrellas throughout the parks. The other big recommendation I give is have a wireless phone charger with you. You know, one of those portable ones that you can also shove in your bag. Make sure you hit your park with a full charge on your phone and a full charge on your backup battery. You need to be able to charge your phone. Your phone won't last all day. So hopefully you guys, that makes it a little bit more clear. As always, I welcome comments and questions down below. If any of this is still a little bit overwhelming for you, or if it's your first trip to Disney ever, or if it's your first trip in like a number of years, use a Disney specialist travel agent. I can't emphasize this enough. If you don't use myself as your Disney specialist travel agent, please make sure you get somebody who really understands all of this. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I not only talk about Disney stuff, but all kinds of travel and music along the way. And again, let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.